I'm here with my friend Sven, who is taking off.
That's right, I'm moving up to the Tetons on the Idaho side, and I'm moving there specifically so that I can work on having my greatest possible impact on sustainability issues. I'm someone who's always cared about the environment. That has been the whole reason that I've been alive, is to do everything I can to repair the relationship between humanity and the earth and to help us have a sustainable future. And so I'm kind of isolating myself so I can focus entirely on how are we going to get through all these environmental crises that are coming at us fast and quick right now.
We don't have any environmental crises. Don't worry out there. Hey, it's okay.
Get back to your Black Friday shopping. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, you know that Arctic ice thing? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, Arctic ice is really great, actually. It's actually incredibly important to the well-being of our planet.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Yeah. And we're in danger of losing all the Arctic ice. Possibly in 3 to 5 years, we might have zero Arctic ice left, and that will set off a cascading chain of events that is a really big problem for the future survival of humanity and this planet.
Yeah, now I remember. They're saying that the ice is actually thinned so much there's only 1 to 2 year ice now, and that once the ice disappears, some of the methane hydrates might come off the continental shelves. And what is it about methane? Isn't that a
major greenhouse gas? It's a serious problem. So basically, in the ground layer beneath the ocean, as long as the water is really cold and kept cold by the ice, this methane hydrate, which is bonded to 4 water molecules, will stay locked up by those frozen water molecules. But as soon as the ice goes away, sea temperature rises, the bonds between the frozen water molecules, when it goes to liquid, it releases, lets go of its bond to the methane, and then the methane just goes up as a bubble, up through the water, out into the atmosphere, and suddenly we have this huge surge in greenhouse gases spiking out into the atmosphere, causing a really scary potential.
Yeah, actually, it is a possibility of a huge surge. I remember this. In fact, it can actually happen within months or weeks, they say, if it warms up there.
Right, as soon as the temperature tips, it's just a matter of that locked up methane hydrate as ice, having that just melt. And then it's almost instantaneous, I would think. As soon as it's melted, the methane's going to rise up through the water column and then evaporate out of the water up into the atmosphere.
So I'm doing this work to alert people to the import of taking environmental action so that these kind of things don't happen. And Sven, you're taking off to the wilderness to do some writing and such?
A bunch of things, really. Working on the next phase of my career so that I can get out there and reach more people with these really critical messages about how we can do a better job taking care of our planet. Also just working on my own personal sustainability projects where I want to build an incredibly sustainable house, a house that is energy positive and uses only a few gallons of water a day. So on a personal level, I want to do everything I can to make sure that my life personally is sustainable. And then I also want to encourage the world around me to do everything they can, everyone I know to do everything they can to make choices for sustainability. And that might mean not going for the cheapest product manufactured and sold at Walmart. It might mean shopping locally, supporting your local farmers maybe, instead of getting apples that have been flown halfway around the world on some giant ship. There's just so many decisions we make day to day.
That's right. 3 to 5
sustainability.
3 to 5 years is too soon. Too soon, at least from my perspective. I don't want to see things go freaky in 3 to 5 years. And I guess you're kind of calling on your Earth hero self taking off to do this. I mean, you could be booking all these jobs as a world-class performer that you are, and pretty well known around the world now for some of the 7-ball juggling and more that he's performed, and yet saying, you know what? The way I'm seeing it, anyway, I see it as saying, you know what? I'm going to find the Earth warrior within, and I'm going to take a big chunk of my life to help slow down the things that are destroying us.
Right. My whole life I've watched as humanity has been balanced on the razor's edge between either creating a veritable Garden of Eden where we have organic farming, where we have sustainable communities, where we have community, people who work together, play together, get along, have amazing quality of life, or this other possible future where it literally looks like a Mad Max movie, where we have tipped the climate past the recovery point where you have just global ecological collapse. People are having wars for basic resources like food or clean drinking water, where the oil companies are fighting to still sell us the last bit of oil that they can pump more pollution into the atmosphere. It really is a nightmarish possibility that we're facing, but we still have the chance to create a Garden of Eden here on Earth.
Exactly. There are now nearly, I think it's over 50 climate scientists who are saying that by 2035 it's possible, and we don't know what the odds are for sure, but it's possible we could lose 50 to 95% of all multicellular life by 2035 if things go totally wrong.
Right.
If we continue to go the way we're going. And you know what?
Like, imagining that is horrifying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine walking out your front door and seeing no birds singing in the trees, seeing trees that are mostly dead, seeing, no cats running around. I mean, just have. I mean, that's in an urban neighborhood.
Right.
To go up to Estes Park and not see elk, to go to Jackson, Wyoming, not see bison, to not see foxes, to not see mountain lions, to not see bears, to not see antelope, to not see deer. That's what we're really talking about, is the possibility of a world where we have a very meager existence, where, we can grow some soybeans and some aquaculture or whatever. We can grow enough food to survive, but there's no joy left in life because we've killed nature.
Well, I'm going to take your challenge, Sven, and I'm going to pledge to work in this life to help save our biosphere, to not take any job that destroys the planet. In fact, I'm going to go that far. Not take any work that I'm offered that seems to be negative. I mean, 3 to 5 years is too soon to have the methane bubbling out of the Arctic. 2035 is too soon to possibly
half of life on Earth.
So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of jazzed. I'm kind of jazzed to be in the position to say, hey, I want to be an Earth warrior. You know what?
It's the most exciting time to be alive.
Yeah.
We who are alive today, we have the opportunity to either save or destroy quality of life on this planet, and to either save or destroy the vast majority of life on this planet.
Right.
So this is the most exciting time to be alive. This is the time where
blast.
future generations can look to us as the ones who finally decided that sustainability is more important than quarterly profit margins, that life is more important than money.
Then, specifically, I'd like to point out that I'm going to attempt to burn less gasoline.
Awesome.
This year so far, I've only burned 8 gallons of gasoline. Every gallon of gasoline burned is the loss of about 8 square meters of habitat. So, Sven, I've taken your challenge. Of course, I've talked to you for years about this, and I want to tell you I've only burned 8 gallons of gasoline. What's another action that you would recommend if we're going to talk sustainability? Let's real quick finish this up. Give you a few pointers of how to slow down this methane monster that come out of the Arctic and climate change in general.
Yeah, so one that's been on my mind just this week is the FCC net neutrality. I really feel that having equal access to all information, imagining a internet where it's easier to get to conservative, biased, oil company-owned news outlets than it is to get to scientifically based facts on climate change. That's a really scary prospect. Every issue we care about, whether it's the environment, climate, etc., or whether it's gender equality or racial equality, all the issues we care about will be impacted by either maintaining net neutrality, where anyone can choose what information they want to get to and they can get to it with equal speed, or by having net neutrality taken away and having some corporation dictate how fast information flows in different subject areas. So maybe it'd be really easy to get to a lot of information about that new pair of shoes you want to buy, but it's really slow and difficult to get information about climate change.
Right.
So I think net neutrality is a huge issue, and one that you can immediately take action on by going to the FCC website, commenting directly on the net neutrality issue and saying that we need to protect net neutrality. So that's one. That's kind of a big umbrella. More specifically, for me, obviously, always biking. I love getting to ride my bike to do errands. I've got a big bike trailer that I haul my whole circus show around on.
I've seen it.
I've hauled as much as 350 pounds. On that trailer. My just daily commute with that bike is 250 pounds of circus gear. So I love seeing people bike, walk, take mass transit, just saving one car trip. Think about if you live, say, here in Boulder, you need to get to Denver. Just ganging up a couple errands in Denver.
Right.
So instead of making 2 trips to Denver in a week, you only make 1. Again, that's that couple gallons of gas saved. You've protected 16, 32, maybe 100 square meters of habitat in the world just by choosing to be efficient with how you organize your errands. And much less if you take the bus or the bike.
And if you want to use a skateboard or a scooter or a tricycle or electric bike, or walk it out of way, or dance to your next A to B. All right. We'll do cartwheels then. All right,
there you go.
cartwheel
That's
there.
my style.
All right. So, and I'd like to throw in really quick. We got to get out of here, but it's clothesline time all year long. To use your clothesline.
That's one of my
you save
clotheslines are one of my favorites.
Yeah, you save 1.5 square meters of habitat every time you use a clothesline.
I've probably saved like 30 square meters of habitat this year alone just by using my clothesline. I haven't used a dryer ever since I finally had my own washing machine. I've got a washing machine, no dryer, because we've got so much sunshine here in Boulder. It's really easy to use the clotheslines all the time.
Anything about diet? That's not relevant, is it?
I mean, that's just a whole huge topic. In terms of your personal health, right now, healthcare in America is terrible. My option on staying healthy is stay healthy. Don't end up in the hospital. My health insurance is stay healthy, and that means a largely plant-based diet. You've got to eat healthy, nutritious food. And we know that a meat-intensive diet is not healthy. I mean, that's very clear at this point. But also, eating a cow requires so much more energy than eating, kale.
Right. I think carrots are like one of the most efficient things that it's like 0.07 kilograms of CO2 per kilogram of carrots, and like it's 6.8 for a kilogram of meat. Something like that. I mean, certainly they're round numbers. We don't know exactly. It all depends on the individual thing. But if you will,
diet is totally good for you, good for the planet, good for your neighbors, good for everyone.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah,
is eating vegan. Arnold Schwarzenegger eating a little bit vegan.
Right, Muscle Man, totally.
Exo Earthman here, Miley Cyrus, Paul McCartney, and put on your sweater at home. Use less energy at home. Buy
a smart thermostat. Turn yourself off when you're gone for the day.
Thermostats. Win credits for your energy at your house is really cool. Real quick.
I think what we're really saying here is so often these global environmental crisis issues feel so huge and so overwhelming that people don't feel like they can actually do anything to impact it, because it really takes all of us coming together to turn this around. But in actual fact, as we just listed, there are countless little actions you can take that all add up to having a big impact.
And then a big systemic thing that you can do is support organizations or candidates that are doing the right thing. League of Conservation Voters, awesome, great group. Or if you want to, check out some of your own favorite other environmental organizations: Sierra Club, Greenpeace, Environmental Defense Fund. You pick one. Trout Unlimited, Elk Unlimited. Let's protect the habitat so that those critters and we can keep having a good time. So thanks a lot, you all. Check out Sven's website so you can read more about
it's going to be called Feral Lux, I believe, is going to be my blog
on
all the sustainability stuff I'm playing with.
And I'm Exo Earthman. You can check out xoearth.org. And hey, appreciate what you're doing.